think for me, I was an adept improvisational artist in Western dance. I mean, I should just say I had no problem with the fact that it was improvisational. I think I just looked very sort of held instead of,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't let go into gravity. It took a long time because,
Yeah.
when you pulled up that long to be above the ground, it
To
takes a
sit.
while to let gravity take you. But also there was something about the music that, in Western art, it's very controlled what you're doing. It's very, you're producing this thing for an audience in the dark over there that is, you are controlling what they're going to see. It's very controlled, and you refine every moment to the end. Right? I mean, that was my experience of it, and I didn't feel this when I was doing belly dancing in nightclubs or belly dancing at all, whether it was in these long, beautiful workshop experiences with Adnan. I felt that was like this little territory way down, and I was in this major cloud of intuitive space that was moving me. And yes, it could be the music, maybe. I mean, it was the music, of course, but it wasn't like I was hearing the surface of the music. I was hearing some underlying dynamic, this flow that I don't think I had ever been able to hear. Let's put it this way, I'd been sort of trained out of me in many ways, and I don't think there's really the same level of opportunity for that in Western. I think that there's a very different orientation between Western art and Eastern art. And that I always come to these details, like Middle Eastern music and dance, in my experience, has been it's evolutionary. Like, it starts in one place and it develops a lot, and then it moves to the next section. And 20 minutes later, you don't have to remember what happened in the beginning. You don't have to hold this in your head. You have gone on this long evolutionary journey with the music and the dance. Whereas in Western music, it's very much, we're going to state this material right now, and then we're going to do a little counter theme, and then we're coming back with variation. And for the piece to have meaning, you have to remember how it was originally stated to you, because it's how you keep returning to that original material that gives meaning to the piece. It's quite a cerebral environment,
Mm-hmm.
So this idea of, not having to worry, not having to worry in my head that way, but to stay in the immediate moment of the flow that was happening in the music and the dance. This is just a completely different orientation. And it profoundly changed my life, of course, because it meant that I could attempt to live my life more that way. It actually started to change me. And I'd
Well, I
love
think
to
this
be able
type
to
of
live my life that way.
Yeah, well, this type of dance, though, I think is about surrender. Like, it is about that analogy of co-creation. So, but it says a lot about you that you were able to do this, because I think that a lot of people are not able to do this. A lot of people are not able to really surrender to the music, especially if you have been, if you've been taught, if it is very left brain, in that, there's mastery. You're supposed to do it until you get better and better at it. And there's, as you said, a structure to it. So I think to be able to break out of that after that much training really says a lot about you, because it's not easy. Once you're programmed into something, it's not easy to just let it go. So clearly there was something in you that already had that vision, whether you knew it or not, and you just found the person that was going to take you there.
Oh, I definitely knew what I was trying to do. I didn't know how to do it. So, and you say really so many important things. There's this thing of surrendering to things. Well, there's a good reason people don't surrender. People are afraid, and because of pain, or trauma, or different things, to let go, to say, that the form is something that's created there as almost as a safety. It's like training wheels. And to let that go is is a huge jump. Sometimes you do feel like you're just jumping off a cliff, and you can take that metaphor to the depth that you want to take it to. For me, I really was a seeker from the beginning. I had tasted these feelings of being in the moment as a little child, and I knew that that was it. I knew that was it. And I was, looking for it through different arts and creativity. And, the thing that was so difficult actually for me in being a professional dancer in New York City, modern dancer, was the higher I got in my career and in my artistic ability and what I was actually producing as an artist, the more disappointed I was, because it wasn't it. I wasn't going into that moment. I was not having that experience of the transcendent timelessness. It seemed that I would get so close and it wouldn't happen. And then pretty much from the second I walked in and started working with Adnan, it happened. And it continually happened.